Hi, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here to present to you the ISO 30401 Introduction, Importance of KM and Guiding Principles. My name is Amy Williams, and I am the Deputy Chief Knowledge Officer for NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The following framework is the ISO 30401 standard structure. The slides and discussion points today will be part of the introduction. What is the purpose of this ISO KM system standard? The purpose is to support organizations who want to develop a KM management system that effectively promotes and enables value creation through knowledge. You may not be aware, but knowledge management has no single accepted definition and no global standards that predate this management system standard. Additionally, there are many well-known barriers to implementing a successful knowledge management program that still need to be overcome. There are also many confusions between knowledge management and other disciplines, such as information management. There are many misconceptions about how to do knowledge management as well. For instance, the idea that simply buying and deploying a KM technology system will be enough for knowledge management to bring value. Through the course of this ISO review, each organization should follow along and craft a knowledge management approach with respect to its own business and operational environment, reflecting their specific needs and desired outcomes. What is the intent of an ISO KM system standard? The intent is simply to set sound knowledge management principles and requirements that can be used within organizations that aim to be competent in optimizing the value of organizational knowledge, and for those who want a basis for auditing, certifying, evaluating, and recognizing competent organizations by internal and external auditing bodies. What is the importance of knowledge management? The aim of work is to produce valuable results. Valuable results are derived from applied knowledge. Organizational knowledge is becoming a key differentiator for effectiveness, increased collaboration, and competition. Knowledge work is increasingly important in many societies and organizations. Many economies aspire to become knowledge economies, where knowledge is the main source of wealth. In this context, knowledge becomes a core asset for organizations. Knowledge is especially important in many areas. It allows effective decisions to be made, supports the efficiency of processes, and contributes to their enhancement, creates resilience and adaptability, creates competitive advantage, and may even become a product in its own right. An increased access to knowledge will create opportunities for the professional development of people in the organization through learning, practices, and exchanges. Organizations can no longer rely on the spontaneous diffusion of knowledge to keep up with the pace of change. Instead, knowledge must be deliberately created, consolidated, applied, and reused faster than the rate of change. Geographically dispersed and decentralized organizations conducting the same processes and delivering the same services in multiple locations can gain tremendous advantage through sharing practices, expertise, and learning across organizational boundaries. Workforce attrition and turnover in today's society has implications for knowledge management. In many organizations, critical knowledge is often siloed and are retained by experts at the risk of being lost when the organization changes or these experts leave. Effective knowledge management supports collaboration between different organizations to achieve shared objectives. Knowledge is an intangible organizational asset that needs to be managed like any other asset. It needs to be developed, consolidated, retained, shared, adapted, and applied so that workers can make effective decisions and take aligned actions, solving problems based on the experience of the past and new insights into the future. Knowledge management is a holistic approach to improving learning and effectiveness through optimization of the use of knowledge in order to create value for the organization. Knowledge management supports existing process and development strategies. As such, it needs to be integrated with other organizational functions. What are the guiding principles to knowledge management? Nature of knowledge. Knowledge is intangible and complex, since it is created by people. Value. Knowledge is a key source of value for organizations to meet their objectives. The determinable value of knowledge is in its impact on organizational purpose, vision, objectives, policies, processes, and performance. Knowledge management is a means of unlocking the potential value of knowledge. Focus. Knowledge management serves the organizational objectives, strategies, and needs. Adaptive. There is no one knowledge management solution that fits all organizations within all contexts. Organizations may develop their own approach to the scope of knowledge and knowledge management and how to implement these efforts based on the needs and context. Shared understanding. People create their own knowledge by their own understanding of the input they receive. For shared understanding, knowledge management should include interactions between people using content, processes, and technologies where appropriate. Environment. Knowledge is not managed directly. Knowledge management focuses on managing the working environment, thus nurturing the knowledge lifecycle. Culture. Culture is critical to the effectiveness of knowledge management. Iterative. Knowledge management should be phased, incorporating learning and feedback cycles. Thank you very much.